Welcome to this week's weekly mailing, which I'm delighted to say is at the Dean Close Library, and I'm joined by Mr. Suckle, our librarian. I'm going to be asking Mr. Suckle a few questions in a moment, but before I do, I just want to, as reading is a topic close to my heart, I'd like to just have my two penneth on that before we start. So we all know the real advantages of reading, whether it's in terms of improving sentence structure, spelling, punctuation, imagination and so on. But there are also some real abstract benefits to reading, which are sometimes lost. I think it's amazing in terms of developing empathy in children and actually being able to see things from different perspectives. I would argue it's really strong in terms of developing a moral compass and understanding the difference between right and wrong, and sort of thinking about that in an extended way through reading. Reading is a great opportunity in terms of a meeting of minds. The greatest thinkers often have written in the past, and being able to understand their ideas and their techniques in their writing is an amazing way of communicating with people who've passed away centuries before. And also in the current society at the moment, with the issues that we all face with attention span, being able to escape and concentrate in a sort of extended way is a real antidote to the sort of bite-sized information that we're constantly faced with. So I'm going to get off my soapbox and champion reading and talk to a real expert, which is Mr. Suckle, and ask him some questions about the library and reading. So Mr. Suckle, why reading? Why is it important for you?
For all the things that you mentioned, the problem is that reading for pleasure is in a decline societally, and there's a number of reasons that we can recognise that. One key benefit, as you kind of mentioned, the deep reading, so being able to kind of read for sustained attention, and this is what helps train our critical thinking, the empathy you mentioned, and it really kind of practices our attention span. In this kind of 21st century attention economy, we have far less time to read, and there's far less choice to read. And I think this could have a severe impact on our young people if they're not given this opportunity to practice these things for their critical thinking, for their empathy, for their attention sort of stamina. Also in the time of AI, where we're offloading generative AI, where we're offloading a lot of our critical thinking, not having the opportunity to develop that sufficiently could be a big problem. And also the ways that it will influence our ability to perceive reality, not having something where we can go to that helps reinforce accurate representations of reality, or we would feel would be useful representations of reality, could be a real problem. So, you know, kind of it's key that we do need to be doing more and investing more in developing a kind of solid and kind of powerful reading culture in the school.
Hear, hear. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the initiatives that are going on in the library at the moment?
So most recently, one of the things that we've done is we've all our Year 9 students now have fortnightly reading sessions in the library. We're really just trying to kind of carve out some time in the timetable where they don't have to do anything but practice and, you know, kind of develop their reading stamina and enjoy reading. Now we're talking about either reading as books or listening to books, because we really want to embrace reading in all its forms, whether that's listening, whether that's prose, poetry, or kind of graphic kind of novels in terms of reading. So we've got those lessons which are going very well and have, I think, starting to show some real benefits. We most recently had our Winter Reading Challenge. We had 100 staff and pupils enter that, and that was a way of us just rewarding people's reading over the holidays, and we have 300 individual entries, which is really good to see, particularly strong from the lower sixth and from the fourth form, but we would like to see more in regard to maybe our other year groups as well. Coming up, we've got World Book Day on the 5th of March with a variety of different events, and we want to continue trying to kind of find ways to establish a community of readers that can make reading a shared, social and celebrated experience.
And what can families do to promote reading?
Ideally, just any way to encourage reading in all its forms, listening, reading, whether that's books, audiobooks, graphic novels, just finding ways to make time for reading and to talk and act positively about reading. Not necessarily to make it eat your vegetables, but finding ways to, you know, actually enjoy reading and its benefits. it will take a little bit of work to find those opportunities, but any way that people can do to make those opportunities happen at home or in the holidays or after school would be much. I think that would really help.
And how can the library support that?
So the library has a wide range of books and audiobooks that students can borrow. Of course, the local libraries provide even more availability. Our library catalogue is freely searchable at dcslibrary.com, and that's where they can access our audiobooks. We, as librarians, can always work with pupils and families to suggest things and try and find things that might stimulate our young people and get them reading more. So DCS Library at deanclose.org.uk is our email address. Very happy to receive any requests or chances to support you in that.
And what are you reading at the moment?
I'm reading a book called Supremacy, which is the development of generative AI, which I'm finding quite interesting. But most recently, in our reading sessions, I've been reading Moby Dick, which I've never read before, and I'm really, really enjoying.
Great.
What are you reading?
Funny you should ask that, Mr. Suckle. I'm reading Brooklyn by Colm Toibin, but I'm not going to tell you anything about it because I will be talking about it in the Dean Close Book Club, which will be as part of the weekly mailing next week. So if you want to find out about Brooklyn, I will be talking about it next week.
I do. Thank you.